Entity number 12. Official name, Dunks. Habitat, a majority of the levels in the Backrooms. Description: Dunks are small boxy entities sporting a long trunk that strikingly resembles a human arm. Dunks are well known for how easily they may be tamed and how excessively compliant they are towards their owners. Dunks are naturally peaceful in their temperament. However, due to their unquestioning obedience towards their owners, tamed Dunks will not hesitate to commit acts of extreme violence if commanded. Interestingly, the only exception is the fact that Dunks will always refuse to attack anyone with an elderly appearance or age. Dunks also seem to be rather adventurous and are found in a majority of well-lit levels. As a result, they boast remarkable adaptive capabilities. Behaviors: Wild Dunks are quite adventurous. They are known to wander large distances, rarely settling in any one area. Though they tend to stay within the bounds of a single level, it is not unheard of them to wander across multiple levels, leaving clones behind them as they go. Wild Dunks are passive in disposition and will neither attack nor help others. They seem indifferent towards other entities and pay no mind to anything which does not directly bother or endanger them. Dunks were previously believed to be completely emotionless, but closer examination has revealed that they do experience basic emotions, like most animal life forms. However, Dunks rarely express what they are feeling. Displays of emotion have only been observed in wild Dunks while they interact with other Dunks, or in solitude. Tamed Dunks never display emotion of any kind, apart from a sense of loyalty to their owner. Research has shown that wild Dunks seem to try to avoid being tamed, avoiding human contact, and trying to run away from anyone who approaches them. It is speculated that Dunks would rather live free and undisturbed, and, when tamed, may be forced to obey every order against their will. Biology: Dunks are small entities with the appearance of miniature boxy elephants, having an average height of about 2.5 feet, a width of 2.5 feet, and a length of 3.5 feet. They are exceptionally heavy, with a weight of about 170 pounds. If a Dunk collapses on you, it will be difficult to pull them off. They have small, round legs that provide them minimal mobility. On average, they can walk about 2 miles an hour and run at a top speed of 5 miles per hour. They have a long trunk that resembles an arm with a human hand, though this trunk is not as advanced as a real human hand and is similar to an elephant's trunk in behavior and anatomy. 2 sharp horns also grow from the top of their heads. These horns are made of keratin and grow over time. They have obtained their unique shape through a strange growing pattern that makes them twist and cross over one another. Wild Dunks are known to rub their horns against rough surfaces to shave them down from time to time. Owners of tamed Dunks are advised to shave down their horns occasionally to prevent them from getting too large for the Dunk to manage. Interestingly, because of their passivity, people have been able to scrutinize the overall anatomy of Dunks. This has revealed numerous oddities in their physiology. For example, Dunks do not have mouths or even a digestive system. Instead, they seem to absorb light in their skin, undergoing photosynthesis like plants in order to obtain energy. Similarly, though Dunks possess a muscular skeletal system similar in most respects to that of normal animals, they have a hexagonal pattern shaping their bones, which mechanically strengthens their signature cube-shaped skeleton. Dunks also have mostly functional muscles. A Dunk's most recognizable appendage is, of course, its long-armed trunk. Their trunk can be used to feel and pick up items. The end of the trunk appears to contain specialized sensory nerves which react to being tapped and are responsible for producing the biological mechanisms which changes a Dunk's behavior when it is tamed. Variants are the result of the Dunk cloning process. Variants usually have a different color, a different personality, and adaptations to suit the environment in which they were created. These clones can clone themselves as many times as they want, producing variants with increasingly effective niche adaptations. While most dunks are adventurous, variants with significant adaptational changes, generally speaking, variants resulting from second-hand or above cloning cycles away from a basic dunk, seem to mostly stay in their own environment and will not purposefully move across different levels. In addition, dunks seem to avoid darker environments because their energy is taken from light. However, some variants have been able to survive in darker levels, usually by absorbing far-red or artificial light. Each variant is tameable and will behave like an average dunk would in most situations. Some variants include, but are not limited to, snow dunks. This clone has a white or light blue hue and has a resistance to cold temperatures. These clones sometimes have an underside resembling an ice-like color. This variation is only found on levels with ice lakes or snow. Field dunks. These clones have a green hue and are a bit quicker than the usual dunk. Later stage field dunk clones have skin that resembles grass and loose granules of dirt. Stone dunks. As the name suggests, this dunk looks as though it had been assembled from a pile of rocks and concrete. Other variants. The Playhouse Dunk. A dunk that is adapted to stay in childish levels like level 283. These dunks are resilient to loud noise, but are not very interesting other than their nice hues. Beach dunks. These dunks are adapted to beach-like levels. They are resilient to sunlight and are great diggers. They are noticeable for the single palm tree poking out of their back. Arcade dunks. These dunks are adaptable to arcade-themed levels. Arcade dunks have a more playful personality and are slightly faster than their basic counterparts. These clones are known to display more emotion than any other dunk, though this is still a rare sight. Discovery. Dunks have been found throughout the Backrooms for quite a while. It is difficult to identify when exactly they were discovered, but photos and sketches of them have been commonly found in Wanderers' journals throughout the years. There are many carvings displaying them. Some have featured unusual traits that common dunks do not have. The majority of these drawings portray dunks with mouths, ringed stripes around their trunk, and even with tails. It is unknown why these drawings contain these characteristics, but it is speculated that it has to do with their domestication. The reason the dunk is domesticated is tied to the story of an elderly wanderer. Rumor suggests that this wanderer specifically trained dunks to follow orders. These dunks would have cloned themselves with adaptations that made them more obedient and caused less trouble for their owners. Such adaptations would include photosynthesis or the taming nerves at the end of their trunks. This would explain why dunks are so easily tamed, as this attitude would have been embedded in their species ever since they were first domesticated. It would also explain why dunks refuse to attack anyone with an elderly appearance, as it would instinctively remind them of their original domesticator. Though there is no concrete proof for this, it has become the most popular theory on how dunks developed their subservient nature. Do's and don'ts. Do slowly approach wild dunks to avoid startling them. Do allow tamed dunks to comply with your orders. Keep in mind that dunks can be very slow, and be patient with them. Be consistent. Dunks follow specific orders to completion, so they may be confused if you give conflicting instructions. Do stay in well-lit areas to feed your dunk with energy as you travel. Dunks can function in darker areas, but be sure to take them out for a break if they get tired. Don't allow dunks to put their weight on you. This may leave you immobilized and susceptible to attacks from different entities. Don't make lots of noise. Dunks may be alarmed and hide their trunks so as not to be tamed. Do not enter an area your dunk cannot enter. This may lead to the death of your dunk. Do not leave your dunk unsupervised in the open. Dunks are vulnerable and can be easily killed by another entity, so make sure to take good care of them. If you've enjoyed this video from the Backrooms database, subscribe to this channel and watch one of these playlists for more episodes.